It was good, man. Salute to everybody, man. Want to address this topic about if LeBron James can play in any era. Look, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan. I think a lot of his fans are annoying. But to say LeBron James couldn't play in any era, that's egregious. To say any player couldn't play any era is egregious. And I think the problem is one is people say it out of disrespect, right? Because they don't like a certain player. Like I'm not a big LeBron James fan. He disrespect past eras. A lot of his cronies in the media, like the Nick Rice and all of them, disrespect past eras. JJ Redick called the Bob Cousy era and all them guys plumbers, and you hear a lot of young fans, basketball fans, say the same thing. They got the old heads. They talk about these guys. They couldn't play in the '90s and all that. Look, I think everybody that played in the NBA can play in the NBA, and whatever level they're at, that's the level they'll be at in any era. For example, right? Wilt Chamberlain, one of the greatest of all time. You're not going to tell me that if Wilt Chamberlain came in this era today, that he'll be Bismack Biyombo or something. And then Bismack Biyombo, he go back to the 60s and 70s, and he'll be a Wilt Chamberlain or a Nate Thurman. We're not doing that, bro. Whatever level of player you are in your era, I believe if you grew up in another era, you be that level, that same level. And I think what it is because, eras have different styles and different rules and different pacing and cultures and everything. People they take the player for how they see him, right? And I get it, right? You've seen a player play a certain way, so in your brain, you see them being the exact same person in another era, and you might think they'll be able to do more or they're going to do less playing in this era because of their skill set in that time period. I get it. But I think you have to think about it this way, right? Michael Jordan, for example. Michael Jordan, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player of all time. Had no weaknesses on the court. And people say, well, he wasn't a great three-point shooter. Which is true. He's not a great three-point shooter. So, they would say if Michael Jordan played today, that would be a weakness in his game because there's a lot more three-point shooting going on. Well, I look at it like this, right? If Michael Jordan grew up to where he's playing in this era, right? If he grew up watching basketball and let's say he's around SGA age or whatever, right? Do I think Michael Jordan would be Steph Curry or Ray Allen from behind the three-point line or Kyle Korver, anything like that? No. But I believe his three-point shooting will be good enough to where he still will be the same level player as he was in his prime, as he was in his era. Where his three-point shooting would suffice, to where he's still dominating the league. See, I think what it is, you guys just can't see the player outside of what they are. And that's why it's hard to really like put a player in another era. You can't take Bill Russell out the 50s and 60s and then put him in this era and just assume he's going to be the same exact player from the 50s and 60s. He's not even going to be the same exact person. No, he's going to grow up seeing other players play and he's going to develop his game in a certain way, but he's still going to be the level he was as Bill Russell. Maybe he have a better mid-range jumper. Not saying he'll be Patrick Ewing from mid-range, but whatever it is he have to do to adjust, and when he be adjusted, that just be the player he'll become. Whatever that is he would have to do to be the level he was back then, that's what he would do. But a lot of guys, y'all want to take the guys from the 60s and put them up here and make them the same exact person, and then take the person from today and make them the same exact person they are in the 60s and 70s. You can't do that. Like I said, if Kyrie Irving played back in Bob Cousy era or whatever, they'd think he was a witch or a wizard. I forgot what they said. But see, the difference is Kyrie Irving, he wouldn't have grown up into what the development of what a lot of the moves and dribbling and stuff has been today. He wouldn't have done that. But guess what? I'm not saying Kyrie Irving would be worse. I'm saying Kyrie Irving, who's known as an elite ball handler, he's an elite player overall, period. He would still be that same level of elite. It just would just look different. That's all. Bob Cousy, one of the great passers in the NBA, one of the greatest point guards of all time. I'm not going to take Bob Cousy from the 60s and then drop him in 2025 and then make him be the same exact person he was in the 60s. No, he wouldn't even be the same person. So the level he was at back when he was playing, he would be at that same level now. It would just look different. He probably looked like Kyrie Irving. He probably looked like Kyrie Irving today. You know? Or like with the passing, like, you know, his elite level passing would be what it is today. But yes, LeBron James could play in any era. All the NBA players could play in any era. I just believe whatever level they're at their period, they would be the same exact level. It would just look different. That's all, man. A lot of you guys say things like this, you know, to disrespect the player. Like, I'm not a big LeBron James fan, but I'm not truly a hater either. You can't tell me LeBron James is not one of the greatest players of all time. Now, I think people overrate him, and that's my opinion. Y'all may feel I underrate him. I don't have LeBron James in my top 5. A lot of people do, and that's cool. I'm not here for that debate right now. I'm just saying, for those who say LeBron James couldn't play in any era, that's false. And when LeBron James, he disrespected the past eras, he's false. You know, so we're not gonna act like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If he played today, he gonna be Jaleel Okafor or something. Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna say Luka Doncic played in the '70s. You know, Luka Doncic is gonna be the 12th man on the bench. Like, no, we're not doing that, bro. Whatever level a player is, that's the level they'll be at no matter what. That's how I feel about it, man. Y'all tell me your thoughts. I'm out.